am I a bad mom because I won't buy my son the gaming system that I promised him after he missed 2 days of school for his grandmother's funeral? He's 14. You know, before school starts, we always set goals for him. And so he came up with his academic goal was going to be perfect attendance. You know, if you do perfect attendance, right, you don't miss a day of school, you know, I'll get you the Nintendo Switch too. It kind of took a turn here, right? My husband ended up calling me a bad mom because unexpectedly my mother passed away. We had to go travel out of state. You know, the funeral was not during the weekend, so we had to miss school. I kind of let's reevaluate this again. You know, you want that perfect attendance. And if you come with us, you're not going to get that perfect attendance.
You said that?
And well, yeah.
I'm sorry. I had this in the fucking archives. I hadn't watched it in a long time.
Damn.
That's all
What? Maybe she was old. Maybe me mom was old. And it's like, oh my God, she was so young. She was not young. She was 94. All right. She had a good life. And was Mima disagreeable? So then, you know, Mima's not forever. Nintendo Wii is.
Sorry, I didn't hear a damn word you said. I'm still processing.
I know.
I'm
Blame
still
it on
processing. No, I'm processing. That's so my grandma dies.
Yeah.
And you are encouraging me to miss her funeral and a natural part of the grief process so I can meet my perfect attendance goal. Otherwise, you're going to revoke the PlayStation.
100%.
You know what?
Let me just. He's not going to win the PlayStation?
Let me just.
He's not going to win the PlayStation?
Because they did a goal. The goal is perfect attendance, you get a PlayStation or something.
Wait, so the school is not gifting the PlayStation. The mother is.
Huh?
Yeah, it's the mom. I mean, you might be drunk, bro. So it sounds like the son still went, which I just want to say shout out to him. And think about what kind of lesson you're teaching the kid. That valuable objects and this goal is more important than showing up for your loved ones while they're grieving. That's dark. That's a really dark, from an adult to say that to a kid. My girl, you got problems. I don't know what problems you got with your mom. I don't know what problems you got with rules. I don't know what it is. That is such a fucking bizarre thing. And I'm glad that the kid was principled enough to be no, I'm going to show up to my grandma's funeral. Sorry.
This is a decision that he's going to make. I mean, he's 14, right?
Wait,
and so,
but he had to pick between the Nintendo Switch and his grandmother's funeral?
It wasn't pick between them. It was just this is the situation. Listen.
It's picking. It's picking. It's textbook picking.
Apples.
It's pears. Up the stairs. Cockney. It's picking. That's exactly what the fuck the definition of picking between two things is.
Trust me.
I'm not saying he had to pick. I mean, he just had to choose.
Yep.
That's picking.
Yeah. I had a lady from the Caucasus Mountains.
You ain't shit.
I had a lady from the Caucasus Mountains offer to you want to go pick some apples? And I'm like, yeah, me and my people, we don't pick things out of trees anymore. And then she's like, it's not picking, it's just you're collecting. Nah. Girl, stop playing with me.
Nah,
stop playing with me. You know what I mean?
Nah,
you know what I mean? Oh, hey, listen. You got to be very particular to pay money to go do the work that Mexican laborers do in the U.S., okay? That is a bizarre thing to be you want a field trip? Let's go pretend to be illegals. Stop.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Okay, it is picking. And that's crazy.
You're so fucking rigid on this shit.
What me?
Remember that video that we watched about the mother?
With the bully
being told by the log.
Okay.
Being told by the police, and then I said, that's denial.
That's crazy.
Sensitive because of the denial.
Yeah.
That video about the log, that was denial. What you were talking about during that video is that. It's your mother or your husband's mother. Still.
No, she said it's her mom.
You're crazy. I don't know, and you know what? I don't know what kind of relationship you have with your mom. I don't.
What a crazy...
I don't.
This is actually nuts.
Jesus.
His grandmother would have understood. She was a rule follower. Basically, I laid it out here's your...
What did I say earlier? I don't know what kind of weird relationship you got with rules. And the reason why I said that is I've encountered some people who will have a literal fucking panic attacks if they don't follow rules. And to me, that's trauma. I don't know what that is. It's like telling a person we have to cross the street and they're like, yeah, but the light, and I'm like, the light's not working. It's literally broken. And they freak out because they're like, and I know, but there's actually people like that. And so that's what she strikes me as.
Yeah, 100%.
Your option, this is, if you do this happens. So he decided, and I commended his decision. He wanted to go kind of pay his respects to his grandmother. I don't want him to be one of those kids that it's like, you know, always like trying to bend the rules. But we're getting towards the end of the school. He's kind of like thinking about.
Bro, I am so glad I wore that shirt today because I think that's what you are. Do you even comprehend what the fuck you just said or what you're doing? Bending the rules? Those.
You know, there's rules and there's judgment. And the law uses both. So we have laws, but we don't just enforce laws. We have judges, we have prosecutors, we have people who adjudicate and have to determine whether or not they're going to proceed with something based off that. And then we add more laws for different cases. You don't set rules and then just think that's it. Guidelines and rules are not in place in life because they're meant to just give you every answer to every situation. They are things that we put in place because they help the most amount of people in the most amount of situations. But there are fringe situations. For example, it's not good to skip school, but if your mom dies, it's okay to take the day off. In fact, it's better to take the day off because in that situation, you might come to work and be dysfunctional. You might interact poorly with a customer. You might interact poorly with a teacher as a student. You might not be well, and you might make the students around you worse. You might traumatize yourself. You need processing time. Like, we have rules, yes, but rules don't exist just to be followed. Rules exist, and they help us, but you have to live outside of that a little bit. Hers is saying, you know, I don't want to be one of those people who bend the rules. Most rules have exceptions, you know.
I could care less.
Even from a religious standpoint, rules have exceptions. You know, in Islam, for example, they'll tell you not to eat pork, right? But if you're on the verge of dying from starvation, they'll tell you eat the pork.
If the only thing is pork, eat the fucking pork.
Right? Like, understand, these rules were not made with this retardation, like you follow them no matter what. People who think like that, sometimes it's frustrating because they'll impose it on other people to their detriment.
I don't want to be Aram. Yeah, now you're dead. And now you're dead and you can no longer worship no more. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have went because I'm staying true to, like, you had to have perfect attendance. So he is like, please, mom, like, come on. This is one of those situations. And that's where my husband was like, yeah, you're a bad mom.
I like when the husband always comes in like, right at the moment where you say, where's the dad? Dad is right there. Dad thinks you're fucking crazy. Oh my God, where's the dad? Right there in the corner saying, you're fucking crazy, lady. And it's rules set by you. You're so fucking rigid with that shit. You're so fucking rigid with that shit, my girl. And you're saying that like you don't see it. It's Casper the Friendly Ghost to you. It goes right through you, above your head. You don't see it. You just said that thing like, yeah, I'm a bad mom, ain't you? You kept on going like you didn't question yourself.
You know, if I am putting myself in her shoes, because I'm not somebody who believes in rules like that, right? So she's someone obviously coming from a different frame of mind. And so when she's thinking about these situations, for her, rules give you protection in life. They help you get to a good place. Maybe for her, they've always given her safety, right? I don't know what kind of upgrading she's had, but like I know some places like if you don't follow the rules exactly, you get beat. So for her, like it's safety. She's who knows? I'm just trying to say maybe in her head, truly what she's trying to teach her kid is one of the most important lessons, which is like following the rules will always lead you down a good path. And I want you to experience the consequences of that, even in extreme situations. And so because I want you to suffer that, I feel like you're going to hold on to this rule more than anything. And if you're going to break our agreement, I'm going to follow the rule that we set. Like, there's a world where I can kind of see how someone from that brain, I guess, at the end of the day, what you're teaching your kid is that compromise is bad. And I just don't know a world where that's a good thing.
Rules are rules.
Now, it's true that too much compromise can be bad. She's right that if bending the rules all the time when it's convenient for you, that can be bad. She's right. But you have to be able to compromise sometimes, no? And like I feel like this is one of those times where it makes sense to, and I think you failed. So
Miserably.
Yeah. Shout out to that kid though. Shout out to that kid. Gave up the Nintendo Switch to do the principal thing and show reverence to somebody who seemed like was important in his life. He didn't give a fuck about that grandma. I don't think he's going. So clearly he cared, and he decided to show up for the person he cared. And I think that's what we all do. I like to show up to work all the time. You know, if my mom is sick, I'm taking the day off. I'm breaking that rule. Sure, absolutely, no hesitation. And I think it's okay to do that for the people you care about.
And if the kid doesn't go,
yeah,
because he wants that PlayStation, he might have that PlayStation, but resent you all his goddamn life. and later on have remorse. Like, I'm not expecting a kid that age to make necessarily the right decision. He made the right decision to me, but I don't expect, even if the kid didn't make the right decision, I won't even be mad at the kid. You made me miss my Meemaw's funeral for this?
I think it's objectively the right decision. And I don't mean it from like a subjective, it's objective.
It is.
Showing up for your loved ones and the people most close to you. Let's say even if he had a bad relationship with his grandma, he decided he still really wanted to go. Why? For his family members to support them when they're grieving somebody they loved. Objectively is the right decision.
100%.
Choosing people over fucking objects is always the right choice.
I agree.
So,
but the thing is that kid is learning.
Yeah.
There's some things that happened in my life that I realized much later that I was like, yeah, no, this is fucked up.
Yep.
Uncle Smitty 4K wrote, perfect attendance is luck. What if he got sick? Perfect attendance is luck sometimes.
To a degree, for sure.
Sometimes, to a degree, yeah, it is, because you want to be there, but sometimes you get sick. You don't decide to get sick or to get that illness or whatnot. You don't decide to certain things in your life, and that is life. And if you don't have perfect attendance, yeah, you don't have perfect attendance, but it's not a rule of if it was a rule of the school, like if you get perfect attendance, you get the chance to win you didn't get perfect attendance, I know it was your Meemaws, but you're not gonna be in there because some people, yeah, I wouldn't understand. But you're his mom. That's so different. And you're asking him to no, that's, wow.